So a few weeks ago, there was a clip of me on the For Honor Warriors Den stream where I said,
and I want to see For Honor Battle Royale. I think it's the next logical step.
Well, it turns out this genius idea is already in the works by a game developer known as Black Rose Arts. ValHall is a Viking-themed battle royale game with a focus on melee combat, although it does look like there are some ranged mechanics thrown in there as well. They approached me and asked me to make a video giving their Indiegogo fundraiser a shout out, so obviously this video is sponsored by them. But I am really optimistic about the game. It looks pretty good. Also, I'm a sucker for pretty much any gimmicky battle royale game if I'm honest with you. So with this game being focused on sword and board combat, of course I want to try it out. And from the looks of it, this game's take on the battle royale genre does look a bit unique. For starters, the world of ValHall is sliced into 4 different zones. Each zone has its own climate and hazards you have to traverse through. And like any other battle royale, you have a circle of death that will begin to start funneling everyone to the center point of the map where all the zones meet. And this zone of death is pretty crazy. It's not some green gas or a storm. It's some kind of unstoppable force that just rips everything to shreds, including buildings you may have been using for shelter. You really don't want it to catch up to you. Surviving the wall of death and the other players isn't the only priority either. At the center of the map is the Sword of Odin, which is going to be the end goal for a lot of players, I think. I haven't seen it in action, but in all the promotional material, they make a point to hype up how powerful this artifact is. So much so that you're actually given the option to enter these underground ruins of the gods, which are pretty much shortcuts right to the sword. But the twist is that they're extremely hazardous to get through, so you may actually end up dying there faster than you would have if you just stayed up above and fought the other players above ground. Speaking of above ground, as with any other battle royale, you're going to start off with no way to defend yourself in terms of weapons, but you do spawn with whatever armor you use to create your character with. From what I can tell, armor is not something you loot for a defensive edge, it's all cosmetic, and I kind of like that because it means I can get my warrior looking exactly the way I want him without having to worry about putting a bucket on his head for an extra defense boost or something. Weapons, on the other hand, appear to be able to be looted and even upgraded. So far I've seen single-handed swords, double-handed swords, bows, axes, shields, and knives to be used offensively. You can also upgrade your weapon by equipping these rune stones, which add damage and pretty cool effects to your weapon. They can do some pretty crazy stuff. The combat looks really good in my opinion. The way enemies flinch and stagger when you hit them. I haven't had the chance to play the game yet, but the developers did send me a very simple little demo to try out the movement, and I was pleasantly surprised by it. The movement is a lot faster and has more freedom than I expected. There's a lot of momentum when you're running around and jumping around, and I really hope that translates into the combat as well. One funny thing I did find in the demo is that there's actually a key to pretend to be dead, which allows you to ragdoll onto the ground. This might actually be useful in large player battles that will take place near the center of the map. You know, you can just hide among the other bodies, but another use that I found for it is it allows you to ragdoll in midair to reach areas you aren't normally able to. There is a climbing mechanic in the game, but I found this covered more horizontal ground and was overall more fun. So at this very moment, there isn't any way to play the game, but Black Rose has stated that there will be a beta coming during the second half of this month, which I will definitely be trying out. They do offer beta access as one of their backer perks, as well as early access, which will probably be happening sometime after the beta test is over. All of this is on their Indiegogo page, which I have linked in my description if you want to check that out. As of making this video, they're about $4,000 short away from making their goal for this campaign, so if you are interested in anything that I've shown so far, consider giving the game a shot. That's all I can say about it right now. I'll hopefully be able to record the beta access and make a little response video with that, maybe even a few memes, who knows. Thank you Black Rose Arts for sponsoring me for this video. Thanks for everyone for watching. Have a good one.